First here live at 11 o'clock on the WHAS 1119, the Winter Storm Watch. We've got one for Kentuckiana already posted that takes effect for the weekend as snow will start on Sunday. But first, as we promised you at 6 o'clock, within the past few minutes, we did get a new update from the National Weather Service computers on the possible impact all day Sunday. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us here on the WHAS 11 team. I'm Doug Prophet. Meteorologist Sam Gabrielli is here with that new information about the snow, freezing rain, and ice. But Sam, first, you want to talk about what's out there right now.
Yeah, Doug, we're actually talking about a first little system moving through this evening, rolling into the night tonight. Really shouldn't be too big of a deal, but I just want to mention before we do talk about the big story Sunday into Monday, this little clipper tonight, we'll be bringing a couple of brief rain showers or a snow flurry or two. Take a look to the north, right around the night team here around 11 o'clock. We do have a couple of passing snow showers in central and northern Indiana, but here's a quick radar tour in Louisville. A couple of other spots in our neck of the woods, seeing some brief pockets of light passing snow flurries over Salem and Sellersburg. One little area we're already tracking of some light rain towards Jasper and off towards Tell City. This is the big story, though. Like Doug just mentioned, Winter Storm Watch. This begins Saturday night, goes through the day on Monday. So this incoming storm system beginning Sunday night or Saturday night and rolling into Monday, we'll be making for a 24 to 36 hour event. So in a few more minutes, I'm actually going to be talking more about the exact timing of this very strong storm system bringing in some snow and freezing rain Sunday during the day and stretching into Sunday night and even during the day on Monday. Doug, travel is going to be extremely difficult to, at times impossible, Sunday into Monday. So again, I'll be talking more about who's going to see the heaviest snow and the heaviest chance for some ice accumulation coming up.
All right, very good. Thank you, Sam. Well, we had a terrible ice storm here that you may remember from January of 2009. Now, no one is comparing this current storm to that one, which was, by the way, a record breaker for power outages in 2009. But we found local stores busy tonight with folks already getting ready just in case. WHAS 11 team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester are live outside Metro Public Works on Meriwether Avenue. And Clarice, did you find people buying things tonight? What were they stocking up on?
Yes, Doug, customers were heading into Bargain Supply Company, picking up things like salt for their own driveways and snow shovels. Louisville Metro Public Works actually has a stock full of salt here as well, and will definitely be busier as that weather does come in. A lot of the concern is with that forecast of ice.
Hello, how are you?
The forecast is out, and in come customers to Bargain Supply Company off East Jefferson for winter essentials.
Getting a lot of salt, snow shovels, gloves, heaters. We got it all.
Preparing days before snow and freezing rain make its way to Kentuckiana. Freezing rain and possibly ice. Bringing back memories of the ice storm January 2009.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
LG&E is thinking of it too.
It always brings up 2009. That literally is the worst storm that we've ever had in our history.
After widespread and weeks-long power outages in 2009, LG&E has made changes.
Like I said, we've invested a lot in stronger poles, stronger wires, really hardened our system for storms. And like I said, we've seen three of the top 5 worst storms in this last year.
As people get ready, the company asks for patience if outages do occur.
Have an emergency kit, with backup batteries and chargers and such. Also, we encourage you to download our mobile app so you can watch the storm and know where the outages are.
Bargain Supply will be closing in 5 minutes.
Even as it closes in,
Thank you for stopping at Bargain Supply.
there's no telling what will happen.
I think everyone's skeptical. The past few years have been here in the 10 to 12 inch, and we haven't quite got that. But who knows? They say it's going to be worse, so we're just prepared.
So as of right now, Bargain Supply Company does plan to be open through that winter weather, and I was told that the supplies, the shipments for those winter items usually come in on Tuesdays, so we'll see if that weather does impact any of the travel for that. Live in Louisville, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 team on your side.
All right, Clarissa, as we know, we got a lot of salt on hand because we didn't get much snow at all last year. Thank you very much. In southern Indiana, Clark County officials say it's all hands on deck to prepare the roads for possible ice and snow. County and city officials in southern Indiana telling us today they are taking every precaution they can make sure that the roads are drivable. They're asking people to avoid parking in the streets as they start treating the roadways. This will allow the multiple snow plows to pass through with ease.
So that's number one, help our guys help you. Number two, to realize that there is a priority list of roads that are plowed first. So primary roads are done first, and that is so that emergency vehicles can get through if they need to respond, because emergency events don't stop just because it snowed.
Clark County emergency management officials also want to remind you that those who live in rural areas to have an emergency kit and plan just in case your power goes out. In Charlestown, Indiana, there will be an emergency shelter set up at the Arts and Enrichment Center. Here at WHAS 11 News, we're getting you ready for Sunday. Sam will be back here Sunday morning starting at 6 a.m. tracking the start of the winter storm. I'll be here with Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine all day Sunday and Sunday night. And now's a good time to download the free WHAS 11 News app. If you lose power, you can still get WHAS 11 News on your phone. You'll get notifications sent right to your cell phone, and you can watch our live newscasts. Now, exclusive tonight on the WHAS 11 team. It's been the big question, where will the medical marijuana be sold in Louisville? The actual places. Tonight, we've got the addresses for you, revealed for the first time after our open records request. One in the Highlands, the other near Valley Station. WHAS 11 team's Alexandra Goldberg is here. And Alexandra, you stopped by one of the storefronts today.
Yeah, Doug, I stopped by the location on Bardstown Road, but it's an empty building right now. I spoke with a medical marijuana patient who said even though cannabis is officially legal for patients with medical cards, getting the product will take a while longer.
Really?
We showed medical marijuana patient Jennifer Dunnigan where she'll be able to purchase medical marijuana in Louisville.
It's going to be probably late summer, fall, I think, before we'll really have the dispensaries that are actually open that we can go to locally.
WHAS 11 News has learned the locations of the 2 cannabis dispensaries chosen in a lottery last month. One of them is this storefront at 2401 Bardstown Road in the Highlands. The other, 9736 3rd Street Road near Valley Station. WHAS 11 News obtained the exact Louisville locations of the dispensaries through an open records request of the official state application form, which lists the exact address. But no one is racing there just yet.
They haven't even had time to grow it. They haven't had their licenses long. It takes at least 3 months for a crop.
Dunnigan says even though medical marijuana became legal on January 1st, to get her hands on it, still a waiting game.
They have no product yet because the law that Kentucky passed says that from seed to sale, all has to be done within the state of Kentucky, in Kentucky soil.
Her husband, Patrick Dunnigan, is the director of the Kentucky Cannabis Freedom Coalition. He's lobbying the General Assembly next week for more cannabis freedoms, what organizations like the Family Foundation are trying to halt.
And then using that as a springboard to go to those next steps to further expand this program to the point where basically anyone who's 21 or older can get marijuana whenever they want.
The Dunnigans see a different future.
And if we get it put on a ballot, it'll pass.
Yesterday, eligible patients are able to apply for those medical cards with the state. Live in the studio, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 team on your side. Doug.
Alexandra, thank you. Tonight, we're learning how much money was actually raised during an auction of some of Jamey Noel's belongings. The former Clark County Sheriff Jamey Noel, as you know, is serving a 12-year prison sentence for stealing from New Chapel EMS and the Clark County Sheriff's Office. Also, tax evasion and abusing his power as sheriff. 80 of Noel's guns, several of his custom suits, as well as Rolex watches and other clothing items were auctioned off in a New Year's Day auction near Indianapolis. Roughly 140 items generating nearly $93,000 that will go towards the restitution of Clark County taxpayers. Noel, by the way, owes $3.1 million in restitution, so this is just scratching the surface. Two former LMPD officers are asking to dismiss some of their charges in connection to the raid on Breonna Taylor's apartment. Joshua Janes and Kyle Meany are accused of depriving Taylor of her rights back in March of 2020. In August, some of the most serious charges against Janes and Meany were dismissed. Judge Charles Simpson of Louisville, the federal judge, saying Taylor's boyfriend firing his gun led to her death and not the falsified warrant. Prosecutors filed new charges hoping to get around the ruling by focusing on information Meany and Janes withheld when they made the warrant. Now, attorneys for Janes and Meany argue that nothing has changed from the indictment that Judge Simpson dismissed, and therefore these new charges should also be dismissed as well. Well, ringing in the new year on Tuesday night into Wednesday is always loud. We learned today that Louisville Metro Police say they took nearly 100 calls about random gunshots being fired into the air to ring in the new year. You're listening to the actual gunfire in the city. That video, New Year's Eve, recorded by a resident in Old Louisville. LMPD says they responded to 95 calls from around Metro Louisville about shots being fired. Police say it's possible one of those bullets actually hit a woman while she was walking her dog on Northland Drive near Lake Dreamland. One person we talked with tells us bullets have hit his roof in the years past.
And get blanks and shoot them or whatever. I mean, other than that, it's never going to stop. It's just part of America.
I know this New Year's Eve, the gunshots rang up until 12:15, which is not good. And people don't realize that people can get hurt.
In 2021, Metro Council passed an ordinance making random gunfire illegal in the city. Violators could face up to 1 year in prison, plus a $500 fine.